Kix.
And I'm Kate Beach.
And this is Beyond the Bite, a MovieJawn video production, I think is what we were calling it.
I think we're going with video production, yeah.
But for those not familiar with MovieJawn is a quarterly print magazine. This is our most recent issue featuring cinematic hotels.
Hot off the presses.
And we also have a website, MovieJawn.com, where you can subscribe and purchase said zine. Let's get into episode 3. I feel we have a lot to talk about.
Yes,
here.
And I don't even know where to start.
Well, how about I start with this? We get a lot more history about Lestat in this episode. And I'm sure you have watched it. That's why you're watching this recap. But the way the episode begins is that Lestat is being interviewed by Daniel. It's like set up like a documentary. Oh, what is the word I'm looking for?
Talking heads.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And he's just asking him questions about his life. And you get some more history about Lestat, his relationship with Nikki, and a little bit about his making.
Yeah. And I think this is a great episode for anyone, and there have been people who were concerned about the lack of that in the second episode or in the season so far, of just concerns about like they're not going far back enough, they're not spending enough time on his human life, or because there's a lot to cover. And I think they've said more than once for the show, for budgetary reasons, they were not really able to spend as much time in the past or with sort of elaborate set design and production. That's why we didn't see the wolves actually being killed. So I think it's hopefully reassuring to people who were concerned about it that I think we're going to be getting these flashbacks all season. I think we're going to be bouncing back and forth quite a lot, and we're going to get to know more about why Lestat is the way that he is. Yeah,
so what should we talk about first? Do you want to talk about his relationship with Nikki? Because we learned a lot here.
We did. I mean, the first thing I want to talk about, and that's the first thing I wrote down, is the way he pronounced Saskatchewan. So if we can just get that quickly out of the way.
Sure.
Saskatchewan. I really liked it. And I just wanted to highlight an interesting pronunciation from our hero, to go along with my personal favorite of the season so far, Radit.
Okay.
And Le Boubou also was quite good. Le Boubou.
Yes, that was precious.
Yes. So now we get geographical interpretations as well.
Yes, Lestat has his own way of doing a lot of things.
Yeah, it's admirable, I think. But yes, let's talk about Nikki.
Yeah, so we flash back to his time in Paris, and obviously we see kind of the moment of when Nikki was coming back from being captive with Armand and his vampires. And then there's a fight between Lestat and Nikki about really Nikki wanting to be turned.
Yeah.
And Gabriella shows up.
Uh-oh. Mom's home.
And she is against Lestat making Nikki.
Yeah. I think she'd be against him making anyone. I think she does not want that shit. She doesn't want that connection for him with anyone else.
Yeah, I agree. And she doesn't seem to want the gift shared with anyone else.
Yeah.
Like it's something that she has alone with Lestat.
That's special.
Yes.
That's special. Yes.
Yeah, I'm getting hints of, obviously, and I feel this was shown in the other episode where she was introduced, she's very controlling.
Yeah, and I think just very, she wants to sort of possess him.
Yes.
But even in, I believe it was episode 2, when she said, like, no one possesses her, right? No one, and Lestat saying, except for me. She didn't like that.
No, she did not.
She's not a fan. She said, oh, maybe not, honey.
But I do feel Mother knows best. She said not to turn.
She wasn't. In this particular instance, I suppose Mother knows best.
Well,
yes.
Yeah, I think, we kind of see pretty quickly that Nikki spirals.
It didn't, I think, and honestly, maybe that's really common for vampires. Maybe that happens a lot, this trauma and this, like, sort of psychological break, but I feel like it would happen to me.
Yeah.
And I would really need to work through, I'd need a lot of time to kind of stabilize.
I feel too, when we go back to like the first seasons with like Louis being turned, I feel at one point Lestat even said like some people don't take to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it definitely seemed apparent. Nicky did not take to it.
He did not.
And this is where we also then, when we're in the past, see Lestat with Armand. And Armand weighing in also on Nicky being a vampire.
Yeah.
And Armand is not a fan.
No.
What did you think of all that?
I mean, I think really, I loved the scene in the box, first of all. I loved Lestat's exasperation. Basically everything that Armand was getting up to or saying, even I love you, which is so mean. The way that Lestat just kind of rolled his eyes, but I loved it. I thought it was great. And I mean, you know, everyone who said that Nicky shouldn't have been turned is right. Unfortunately, you know, that wasn't a good move on Lestat's part. So I can't, you know, Armand is right in this, again, particular instance. But I also have a little bit of a soft spot for Armand, and I know that other people do not. So.
Well, I have a hard time seeing anything Armand does well-intentioned. Like, okay. I feel like everything he's doing is to serve himself.
Maybe so, yeah.
Something I kind of picked up on in this episode is Armand really does not want Lestat to be with other people. Yeah.
I mean, I think a lot of this episode has been set, you know, placed around the context of people wanting to control Lestat or wanting to possess him. Everybody.
Yes.
Gabriella, Magnus, who we'll get into, Armand, and to an extent Daniel in these interviews. Daniel trying to manipulate what he wants out of the conversation.
And also even Nicky in some ways, because Nicky was wanting his full attention.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so I feel like Lestat is kind of getting pulled in many directions.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if we want to get into right now, but then we find out like Nicky's demise was basically Armand's fault in some ways.
In some ways, yeah.
Which again, going back to what you were saying about a new vampire having trouble like adapting.
Yeah.
So at one point, while Lestat is doing this interview with Daniel, he reveals that like, well, we see Nicky cut off his hand.
Mm-hmm.
And then apparently was putting himself into the fire.
Yeah.
Which someone could have helped him, but no, Armand's just like, I'm going to push you in further and stab you with a poker.
Oops. Hand slipped.
Oops. So that to me made me not like Armand.
I mean, it's not a good, yes.
So, because I feel like, maybe Nicky was struggling, but you could have tried to help him.
Yeah.
Not just be like.
I mean, I would be curious to know what the prognosis would have been, though, for Nicky. Is that something, could he have really gotten there, vampirically speaking, or was he sort of doomed to be this sort of, I don't know, you know, was he ever gonna be able to adjust or not?
Right. Well,
I don't know. In which case, I don't know.
And I guess maybe I missed this, but were we ever really told like how long he had been a vampire?
Right.
Not really.
Not really. Yeah. They
so
kind of playing
weeks.
with timelines. Maybe it was an hour. You know. Oh, it's not working. Get him in the fire.
Obviously, we saw when Louis got turned, it took a while for him to figure
Louis
it out.
needed to figure out and adjust, and
And clearly now Louis is fine.
Louis doing, I mean, fine. He's doing better.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm very excited to talk about Louis in this episode, which we can also get to in time.
Yes. So a lot is revealed, though, about the relationship with Lestat, with Nicky, Nicky's demise, and I don't know. I feel you really see kind of this sinister side of Armand.
Yeah, yes. I think, Armand is not a great guy, I guess. I just I just still like him.
Right.
I just like him.
I'm
rooting for that crazy kid.
The other thing I want to mention, so we can go to Louis now.
Okay.
Because I do want to talk about something I really liked about this episode is that it was kind of showing Lestat and Claudia having a similar history and trauma, especially, and I really liked that.
Yeah, it was shocking. I felt like watching it, and watching it juxtaposed with Louis reading the diary pages. Finally, we're hearing, the narrative and the story that he cut out of the book
with Bruce.
Of what happened to her with Bruce, and it's awful. It's awful and so painful for her, and I was very moved by the whole thing, and for her saying, I thought I was the thing lurking in the shadows, I was the evil, but no, there's something so much more horrifically evil that victimized her. It's awful. Oh, it's awful.
So, right.
And to have that, juxtaposed with the images, with the scenes of Lestat being taken by Magnus and also being abused by Magnus and being assaulted and yeah.
It was really heavy.
It was very heavy. It was, and I think the first 2 episodes have set up a lot and have still maintained a lot of fun and, just kind of kicky rock band, wild stuff going on, all great. And I think we're going to get so much more of that still. But it's also been laying the groundwork for a lot of really bleak, dark stuff that's coming. And I'm very excited to see it.
Yes, I really think it was an interesting choice, the way they were cutting together Louis confronting Bruce with Lestat driving in the car, imagining Magnus being there. It was very interesting.
I thought so too.
But it also just made me see again how similar Lestat and Claudia really were. Yes,
and that relationship is so central to who he is now, or who he's been over the last, he's become over the last 77, 8 years since he knew her, is really fascinating. And, I loved Louis in these scenes as well. I loved him confronting Bruce. I thought, I loved him going to the house and just chopping off heads in the first place, if we want to get into the fun of it. It felt very True Blood for a while, just slicing heads off and kicking ass. Plus Southern, Bruce had a little bit of an accent, so it felt very True Blood. But his scene with Bruce is just wonderful, I thought.
Yeah, I honestly was surprised, though, how fast it went.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know if they were going to try to, drag it out into another episode before they ended Bruce.
Yeah.
I thought maybe
we'd see a little more.
Yeah, torture.
Maybe. I thought so, too, but
then Louis was just no, set ablaze.
That's
Goodbye.
it. We're done. Yeah. Well, and you know what? Fair enough.
Right.
Fair enough.
Right.
He just took care of it, and now poor old baby Jenks is digging a ring out of the ashes.
Yeah, I wonder what's going to come of that. If we're going to see more of her. Do you think?
Confident. I feel pretty confident that we will.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a good bit more of her moving forward.
I also was questioning, is she turned?
We'll have to see.
Because I don't feel we really saw her eyes.
We didn't get a good look at the key indicator and the nails. The eyes and the nails tend to be. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so we'll have to stay tuned.
That'll be interesting to see where that goes.
Yeah.
And before we jump to, more about Claudia, I do want to say in this episode, I don't know, I really am starting to not like Daniel.
I hear you. Yeah, I think, I'm interested to see, he was very quick in, I think, episode 1, possibly episode 2, to downplay any possibility of trauma that came from being turned. We don't know. He's, I think that's probably the way he brushed it off so quickly suggests to me that that's not true. That he's got quite a bit of it, or at least more of it than he'll let on.
Right.
And I'm very curious. He did a lot to try to manipulate Lestat in this episode into giving him the interview that he wanted and giving him the access that he wanted. And ultimately didn't get it.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely got played.
Yeah.
And
just prank. Love it.
To go back to, like, you're talking about his trauma, I think he has a very rough exterior, but we've seen in, like, in the previous seasons, like, Armand and Louis were able to just, like, break through that.
Yeah.
And
I think Daniel, I think he has a harder time. I think he's more sensitive than he would like anyone to know. And I think he has this, I mean, he had a connection to Armand already.
Yes.
But now that Armand is his maker, it's that much deeper and stranger, and Armand isn't around.
Correct.
So that's very...
Right,
like,
because
that's traumatizing.
That's something I've been thinking about is, like, how much did Armand show him the ropes?
I think probably not that much.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're also taking Armand's word for it that he never turned anybody.
I mean...
which I still find hard to believe.
It's hard to believe. He's very old. He's been around for a very, very long time.
Right.
So,
but yeah, Daniel definitely got played in this episode, and it's beautiful.
It's great. It's really fun. You can just, I feel like, hear Lestat cackling as Daniel watches the footage. Like, pranked.
Yep.
It's great.
Mm-hmm.
It's very fun.
But at the same point, really great performance from Sam Reed. I mean, at one point he was like bawling and then he just started laughing.
He's a man possessed, and it's what needed to happen for this show, and I'm really glad that it's happening. But I think everybody is so wonderful this season.
Yes.
I think I'm glad we've gotten to see some, Jacob Anderson step up, be brought in a little bit more into the story in this episode and have something to do that's not centered around Lestat, really.
Agreed.
He kind of has his own situation. He's taking care of Bruce, getting him out of the way, and then very sadly going to that diner to order coffee from the Claudia lookalike. Oh,
the doppelganger.
The doppelganger.
So, yeah, I'm interested to see where that goes.
Yeah.
And it seems that he's been going there because the waitress acknowledged him.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
It's heartbreaking.
But I agree with you. I like what they're doing here. They're giving him, like, his own storyline versus it just being centered around Lestat.
Yeah.
So
he's such a great actor. He's so charismatic, and he's so great to watch. I'm really glad that he's getting some like meaty stuff to do, and I think that will continue. And it's nice that he's got Lemuel around.
Yes.
Handsome Lemuel. Moses Sumney, I believe.
Right.
Yeah.
So what do you think's going to happen in episode 4? Like, what are you hoping to see?
I feel like I've had no. I feel like predictions are useless.
Okay.
I think, I don't know, but I want to see the next show. I want to see, I want to see Daniel and Lestat having a conversation about the prank, because I think Daniel's going to be real mad.
Yeah, I think obviously there's going to have to be a confrontation about that.
Yeah.
And to me, there's not going to be any do-over. Like, Lestat did that, and he's not going to say it again.
No. No, he's not going to say it where it can be actually recorded.
Which, again, he played me, too, in a way, because I was like, wow, he's letting this get filmed.
He's digging deep. He's letting things come out. Yeah.
I don't think he would ever want someone to see him vulnerable like that.
No.
So it really
Just
shocked
mommy.
me. Well, right, Mom saw it.
Yeah.
But I think she also knew exactly what was happening.
Yes. Well, and took a moment to go to the other room with Yarda.
Oh, right. We didn't even
Speaking
mention
of doppelgangers. There's a lot going on.
Gabriella
she's a boy mom.
Wild.
So,
Like, definitely someone that I cannot predict what they're going to do.
No, but I know it's going to be bad.
Right.
Like, I don't know what is next, but I don't think anyone's going to like it.
No, and there was definitely some tension there with her and Lestat.
Yes, yeah.
Lestat was not having her little games and whatever she was doing. So
no,
I think that's something to watch in episode 4, like what comes of that.
What comes of just her continue, she's back in his life. It's clearly been a while. what comes of her, this continued need to possess him.
Right.
And to,
And what I think something else to keep an eye on is, obviously she's come and gone out of his life before.
Right.
So has he ordered her to leave? Like,
what,
does she overstay her welcome? And he's like, get out.
Or does she get mad at him and kind of
fly away,
fly off into the night and try to leave him wanting, right?
Exactly.
Is she trying to manipulate that feeling of like, mommy's going away?
Well, and I think too, something to kind of think about is, it was the first episode when they were texting,
mm-hmm.
and it seemed that he was like, I need you. And then she came a running.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Does he...
Right. Was she staying away or being kept away?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that will be interesting to see where it goes. And then, of course, the way that this episode ended, I'm interested to see what is going to happen with Armand and what his motivations are. So he's in...
an NA meeting or an AA meeting.
Right. That was their guitarist?
It was
Who left.
Who left, correct. Because, vampires are pretty intense, and it wasn't for him.
Right.
He feels weird now.
But he also has developed some kind of drug or alcohol issues, so he's seeking...
Yeah, he's seeking support.
Right.
He's going to a 12-step program, what it sounds like.
And Armand is there.
There's Armand, Arun, our new friend, Arun, in the group.
And again...
And he'll be welcomed and offered donuts and coffee. And...
Again, I'm just questioning his motivations. It seems like another way that he can get close to Lestat.
Yeah.
Because he knows... this person has a connection.
This connection, and
so that'll be interesting to see where it goes. And then what is going to come of Louis and what's Claudia look
he's got this kind of fixation now on this server, and I can't imagine it's not going to give him what he wants, which is Claudia.
Right.
It's just his daughter, and it's just, we'll see what happens there, but I think it's going to be sad.
Yeah.
I think whatever happens, it's going to be sad.
Yeah.
But I'm always happy to see Delaney Hales, who is so wonderful. And I can't wait to see what she's going to do this season.
They were able to weave her into the story and bring her back.
Absolutely.
Because she's another great actor.
She's fantastic, And it's a challenge to step into a role, that had already been established. In season 1, she's... took over for Claudia from Bailey Bass, and I think did a fantastic job. They both did. But, I think it was a tall order.
Sure.
To be able to walk in and do that.
So, lots to look forward to.
I'm also looking forward, hopefully, I don't think it's going to happen, but I would really like to see the possum from Bruce's house make another appearance. Just crossing frame, just walking across.
Okay.
And maybe nibbling on a bloody... head.
You want that to be a consistent character?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah. Even if there's just like a ticker that they add, like he can do a countdown of he could rack up all the dead bodies.
Okay.
It could just be a little counter that goes up, and he's the mascot of it.
Well, we'll keep an eye out. We'll see if the possum makes an appearance.
I hope so.
In episode 4.
Yeah, that's what's next. Oh boy.
Yeah. So. I guess until then...
we didn't even get into Magnus. We got a lot to say.
Oh, we didn't.
We didn't talk about Magnus.
Well...
There'll be more to say.
There will be more to say.
But I'm really interested in exploring more of what seems to be kind of a Magnus and Stan culture portrayal, which I think is really interesting, and I am very excited to see where they go with it further. And Magnus's obsession with Lestat from a kind of celebrity and fan perspective.
Well, Magnus definitely seems to be attracted to Lestat's beauty.
Well, yes.
Yes. And it seemed that
beautiful
whenever
celebrity. Magnus
was turned, it was probably not at the most opportune time. His teeth are...
They're not great. Yeah.
No.
No, and he can't really go to a dent. You can't... It's not going to work.
Well, right. And that was my thought, is that's kind of what he's stuck with.
Yeah. He's got to work with what he's got. I think confidence would go a long way for him.
Right.
But,
But I feel like in this episode, obviously, we're getting glimpses of what he did to Lestat and their relationship.
Yeah.
But I don't really know him yet.
No, I'm looking forward to getting to know him better and looking forward to more of this angle that they kind of seem to be leaning into.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. So a lot, I think, is going to hopefully happen in episode 4. But I don't know. This show, it kind of throws me for a loop. Like, this episode seemed more linear in a sense, and more, I don't know if I'm describing it right, but stable, like, compared to some of the other episodes. So I don't know what episode 4 will bring.
It could be anything.
But I'm ready.
Me too.
Yeah.
I hope. We'll see.
So please tune in when we recap episode 4, and thanks for joining.
Thanks.